musical fantasy tour. Today we will journey back about 800 years to medieval Europe to explore the roots of many of our modern fantasy traditions. Along the way, I'll read short excerpts from fantasy novels, and we can listen for the connections between the stories and the songs. Let us begin with an author many consider the father of modern fantasy, and that is J.R.R. Tolkien. The Hobbit opens in a world of perfect peace and comfort, what we might call a pastoral landscape, reminiscent of the English countryside. And in case you don't have the opening memorized, here's the opening. In a hole in the ground, there lived a hobbit. Not a nasty, dirty, wet hole filled with the ends of worms and an oozy smell, nor a dry, bare, sandy hole with nothing in it to sit on or nothing to eat. It was a hobbit hole, and that means comfort. It had a perfectly round door like a porthole, painted green with a shiny brass knob in the exact middle. And the door opened onto a tube-shaped hall like a tunnel, a very comfortable tunnel with paneled walls and floors tiled and carpeted. The best rooms were all on the left side, for these had deep-set round windows looking over the garden, meadows below, sloping down to the roof. We can all agree that Tolkien was very influenced by his English literature. And now we're going to play you a piece that is from probably the 13th century, and it is called Summer is a-Comin' In, and it is the earliest piece of English music we have, and it is about when there is good weather in the countryside. It's called Summer is a-Comin' In. It is a round, like row, row, row your boat. So you will hear the tune, and then you will hear it overlapping itself, and make sure to listen for the cuckoo bird. You will hear cuckoo, cuckoo, all of it. It would be nice if it was summer forever. But we would have stories that were very interesting if it stayed summer forever and beautiful forever. Problems arise, tragedy strikes, and darkness is revealed. The next song is called The Three Ravens. It's a 15th century folk song. It could easily be the opening of a modern fantasy novel, as a heroine or hero's tragic backstory explores violence, love, loyalty, life, and death through a single haunting metaphor. And we'll sing each verse. I'm just going to read it to you as the story, though, so you can hear it all at once. There were three ravens on a tree, and they were as black can be. Down in yonder green field, a knight lies slain beneath his shield. Now down there comes a fallow doe, as great with child as she might go. She lifts up his bloody head, and kissed his wounds that were so red. She buried him before the crime, was dead herself, ere he did so. Very dark. But every heroine or hero also needs a faithful encounter, and perhaps it is with fantasy's ultimate monstrosity, a dragon. Shiver me timbers. This next piece comes from the Cantigas de Santa Maria, which is a 13th century collection of miracle stories set to music. And it features a dragon. So, a man from Valencia was traveling alone on a pilgrimage to Santa Maria de Salas when he encountered a dragon on the road. Terrified, but unable to flee, he prayed to Saint Mary for protection and then struck the beast with his old sword, killing it. But poison from the dragon splashed onto his face, and he became ill. Trusting in Saint Mary, he continued his pilgrimage. When he came to Salas, he wept before her statue at the altar, and lo, he was healed. The townspeople rejoiced and praised the Virgin with a grand procession. Okay. I agree. I have to figure out what the song is.
Cantiga.
Sometimes I lose my temper. Sorry. So we went and we saw the monster, so now it's onto the magic. Magic in fantasy novels is often conveyed through mystical powers, spells, special items, and rituals. Here's a description of a ritual procession from the opening of Ursula K. Le Guin's The Tombs of Achewan that sets the mystical mood for the novel. They came 4 by 4 down the vast hall between a double row of columns, and the drum beat dully. No voice spoke, no eye watched. Torches carried by black-clad girls burnished reddish in the shafts of sunlight, brighter in the dusk between. Outside on the steps of the hall of the throne, the men stood, guards, trumpeters, drummers. Within the great doors, only women had come, dark-robed and hooded, walking slowly 4 by 4 towards the empty throne. Fantasy novels often draw their inspiration and their magic from medieval traditions associated with the Catholic Church, which was the most powerful cultural force for hundreds of years. Our next song praises the Virgin Mary using rich symbolism and imagery meant to inspire awe, mystery, and devotion. It's called Rosa das Rosas, and this is the translation. Rose of roses, flower of flowers, lady of ladies, lord of lords, rose of beauty, flower of happiness and pleasure, lady most merciful, and Lord who relieves me of my worries. This lady whom I acknowledge as my master, whose troubadour I gladly be. If I could in any way possess her love, I give up all other loves. No, it's just me. Now, I want to talk a little bit about chivalry, which you've probably heard of, and courtly love. Chivalry was the idea that nobles should behave a certain way, being brave, kind, loyal. And courtly love was the idea that by admiring of someone of higher status from afar, and by doing great deeds to prove your devotion, a person of lower rank could be considered noble of spirit, even if they could never be with the object of their affection. The distance is kind of the point. The Tale of Despereaux is a very clear modern example, where the little mouse falls in love with the human princess. The author even acknowledges the silliness of this love. So here's the quote. The pea, the mouse decided, looked just like the picture of the fair maiden in the book in the library. And the princess smiled at Despereaux again, and this time Despereaux smiled back. And then something incredible happened. The mouse fell in love. Reader, you may ask this question. In fact, you must ask this question. Is it ridiculous for a very small, sickly, big-eared mouse to fall in love with a beautiful human princess named Bee? The answer is yes, of course it is ridiculous. Love is ridiculous, but love is also wonderful and powerful. And Despereaux's love for the Princess Bee would prove in time to be all of these things: powerful, wonderful, and ridiculous. And this is the very sort of story that we get in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, where being in love leads to waiting and longing and suffering. And our next song is La Rosa en Flores. It tells the story of somebody waiting and suffering for love, just like the little mouse Despereaux. It is the Ladino, a language spoken by the Jews who were expelled from Spain. And it could be a love for a person, or perhaps a lost home. The words are, the rose blooms in May, my soul darkens, suffering from love. Nightingales sing, sighing from love, and yet the passion increases, and my pain. Come more quickly, my dove, more quickly to me, for I feel myself dying. short instrument explainer so that you know what all these instruments are. Some of them look pretty weird. So I'm going to give you, some of them sound pretty weird too. So we're going to do a little bit of a tour. If the small people want to come up and see them closer, they can come up to the rug. If you want to come up to the rug, you can see them closer. It's fun. Okay, so actually I'm going to do with my biggest group of instruments first, and that is my recorders. I have recorders of that instrument you might have played in school, and sometimes they're made out of plastic. And we have a consort of recorders here, which is a whole bunch of recorders of different sizes. And we're going to start with the big ones, okay? Here's our bass recorders. They're quite big. In fact, they're taller than some of you small people. Okay, there's a bass recorder. Then we have tenor recorders. There we go. Nice. And you can see some recorder players here play many of them. And then we have alto, starting to get to a manageable size. And then we have our soprano recorders. And this is the one that you might have learned to play in school. Robert likes to say you can put it in the dishwasher. It's very easy to take care of. And then we have a tiny one, which is a sopranino. Basically just sounds like a whistle. It's very fun. Other wind instruments we now have almost a full consort of double reeds. We have two different types. We have a crumb horn, which is bent, and some cornemuses, which are straight. And if you take off the top, there's a buzzer inside. And these are the ones that you've been listening to, and Robert says they sound like kazoos. Yeah, when all of us play together, it's awesome. Also, it's really hard to tune. But we're learning. What else have we got? We've got strings. We've got some strings. We're going to start with Sheila. Sheila, you just heard her play on the viola da gamba. It looks kind of like a cello, but it is not. It has more strings, and it has frets like a guitar. And then we have harp. Karen is on the harp back there, making fairy magic. That's always lovely. We have a Renaissance guitar. It's tuned exactly like a ukulele, except for one thing is displaced by an octave. So if you want to join us and play this, and you play ukulele, easy peasy. We have a mandolin. Our Carolise plays the mandolin. And I've got this sucker. This was the piano or the electric guitar of the Renaissance and Middle Ages. This is the lute. You know, it has a weird bent neck. You can recognize it easily in pictures because of that. It has many strings. It's like a 12-string guitar, bunch of double strings. And its frets are tied on just like the gambas over there. Okay. I did already do the harp. We have one brass instrument. This is a sack butt. Yeah, the French had a nicer name for it, but the English heard the name and they turned it into that name because that's what English people do with words. It's push pull, just like a trombone. And we also have a little bit of percussion. We have tambourine and drum. Okay, you ready? Onwards. Some fantasy stories written in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance belong to like a shared universe, much like today's superhero movies. Like the Avengers, it's like 10 movies now and all the characters interact. And the most famous universe of stories involved King Arthur and his knights of the Round Table. One of these knights was Sir Tristan. He was a great fighter and also a great musician. He fell in love with a princess named Isolde, who was married to somebody else. Remember we talked about courtly love? From a distance, right? Their tale is full of hard choices between love and loyalty, and Wagner wrote an opera about it, if you want to go listen to that. This is a famous 13th century tune called Tristan's Lament. It is a song that Tristan supposedly played while waiting for Isolde to come see him one last time. So, it's an instrumental, so there's no singing. Love a road of people. Get ready. about fantasy novels without talking about fighting. It's kind of important. War appears in all types of literature because humans are deeply curious about violence. How it happens and how it comes to shape our lives, whether we like it or not. Fantasy stories allow us to think about violence while feeling safe. Conflict can be something thrilling and heroic, allowing the reader a taste for courage and resolve from the comfort of the couch. Here is a recent excerpt from The Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, describing a battle while flying through the air on the back of a dragon. By the dying sunlight and the eerie glow of the burning city below us, I dodged the first swipe of her knife, and then the second, ducking low, throwing up my forearms to block the downward thrust, halting the plunge of metal jabbing towards my face. The force of the impact results in a snap I know is one of my bones. I managed to parry each of her attacks, but there is no question I'm on the defense. Pain flares in my side, hot and sharp, and I fall back in disbelief when I find one of her daggers low in my side, just beneath the edge of the dragon's scale. So our next song is Susato's La Bataille, the War. And it makes war sound organized and exciting and lets us safely enjoy it while not living it. And the final section even quotes what is actually a military trumpet call. It shows up in a lot of other battle songs as well. Stop. Lisa goes first. I forgot to say, we're the Santa Barbara Community Early Music Ensemble. We are a group of your friends and neighbors who get together twice a month to make noise together. And sometimes it's organized, and sometimes it's but thank you so much for coming out and spending this afternoon with us to hear us play a bunch of this music that we like, and maybe you found something you like too, and read you bits of some fantasy stories. Before we play our last song, I want you to know that in the back, there are some stickers. You can take a sticker. You can sign up for our mailing list, which is in its infancy, as you can see by the handwritten piece of paper. If you'd like to donate some money to our cause so that you can pay me to make all the arrangements, that would be awesome. And to fix our instruments and to do a million other things. We greatly appreciate that. And let's see, anything else? If you want to come play with us, make sure to talk to us. Like to play with people. And there are even coloring pages if you're a person who likes to color, so I think I printed some coloring pages. I think that's all the announcements, so I just wanted to thank you again for being here. It's so lovely to be able to play for people. So our last theme, which is a big one in lots of fantasy novels, is friendship and teamwork and working together. And we're going to bring you what is our sort of signature song. It's Pastime with Good Company. It's by a teenage King Henry VIII. You can see his life as like a really tragic fantasy novel, kind of like Game of Thrones. So, but this is teenager King Henry VIII before all of that. And a very idealistic young man who the song's all about the joy of spending time with good people and how spending time with good people can make you a better person yourself. Also, King Henry VIII was a recorder player. When he died, there were 48 recorders that cataloged in his possession. So, it makes me not feel so bad about the number of instruments I own.